Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this brand new day. And remember, no matter who you are valid. And if you are one of my Patreon patrons, thumbs up and thank you. Without your help, I would be hurting. You are beautiful and awesome people. I am disturbed. I was recording. I was like 6 or 7 minutes into recording, and then for whatever reason, it just stopped and went into non-recording mode because it stopped recording, and I don't know why. So I'm worried and I'm upset. So I'm going to try remembering everything that I talked about. My blood pressure is still high. 158/88 last night, and I take a blood pressure med in the morning and an off-label use for blood pressure meds in the evening. 158/88. But I'm not going to go to the ER because their job is, if you're dying, try to make it so you're not. And if you're unstable, try and get you stable. I'm not dying. I'm not unstable. There's no reason for me to go. Even my numbers, if you look it up online, it's only by numbers is 180/120. And if you have persistent headache that will not go away with pain meds, and shortness of breath, and chest pains. And I have none of those. I've just got short-term higher blood pressure that needs to be taken care of because it's taking years off my life in the future, and I'm afraid to go near my tablet now for fear that it stops recording again. Hokey smokes. Hopefully I'm doing okay now. But there's my blood pressure story. Tomorrow I'm going to give him a call. Yay. Now, other things that I have written down. The funny one for me is, I can't remember when, but back when my computer was not the way it is, because I don't even turn it on now. Because why? But back when it was functioning and doing stuff and I was playing Fallout New Vegas, I had started when... Well, it started when I saw Deathclaws, because I was nowhere near ready for Deathclaws. But found myself face to face with Deathclaws, and then there came my companion Veronica, and then there was another Deathclaw. I reloaded, but before that, I heard myself just going, "Oh no, oh no, oh no, no, no," as I backed up. And that became my refrain of just any time something horrific like that was happening, it was just, "Oh no, oh no." And after I started replaying Fallout New Vegas with Game Pass on this thing, I'd realized, well, as I was saying it again, because it had been bugging me, I had heard that before. And yeah, it was that from the War of the Planet of the Apes thing with this one character named Bad Ape. At one point they have to climb up into something, to them is scary, and they're just, "Oh no, oh no, 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 no." And then they get yelled at and they're just, "Okay." But that, "Oh no," still my first response. It's like, there's nothing else you can do but, "Oh no." So, ugh. Yeah, keep running into Deathclaws. I keep forgetting. There's this one spot in the upper northwest area that is Deathclaw City. And I mean literally Deathclaw City. When I was playing with the character that's at the choke point in Dead Money, I had a period where I fought face to face, one after another, like 7 or 8 Deathclaws before I could get out of there. Luckily, my character in that game, when allowed all of her equipment and medications, is an absolute battle tank on 2 legs, and she will destroy anything that lives. So she was able to tank and destroy, Deathclaw A, and then, oh no, Deathclaw B, and oh my god, oh no, and then all the way up to like Deathclaw F and G before finally it's, "I gotta get out of here, oh my god, can I do it?" But yeah, that's always fun. But I just thought I'd mention that. And then Yesterday I had mentioned my knee felt awful. But so I stayed off of it anyway. I got to be careful with it right now. I'm holding my leg in an uncomfortable position. I'm going to move that. When I woke up this morning, knee was feeling pretty good. I walked to Walmart and back. Knee feeling pretty good. Now, at the same time, it was letting me know through feelings that stuff could go south at any time. Please be careful. And we could hurt at any moment. You better be careful. So I was very careful, and I made it there, made it back. No pains inside of there, no sharp pains. So I think I'm okay, but I'm still gonna stay off of it because it was warm by the time I got back. But you need to use it or lose it, but you don't want to overuse it and then lose it. But I think I'm doing okay. So thumbs up. I'm just worried about loss of, activities that burn calories when I'm still like eating food. Ugh, too many calories to live. Or too many calories to live on. What else do I have on my list? Oh, yes. Well, this one is, I talked about it. I keep showing it. I'm pretty sure I've read the ingredients, but I'm going to read this again because this is something that out of all the teas that I buy, I purchase green tea in bulk, and I don't really care about the names. Right now it's a Mr. Lee's organic something or other because they sell it in the 100 tea bags per box. If there was another brand that was cheaper that was still green tea, I'd buy that instead. And then of the various herbal teas, I just like whatever is interesting at the moment. Except for, I always make sure to have Bengal spice. And I'm pretty sure as stated, I've read the ingredients, but I'm going to read them again because they don't sound to me like something that would really taste good. But again, I make sure that I always have Bengal spice, whereas the others, it's whatever happens to be interesting. I mean, first off, cinnamon. The standard stuff. And then roasted chicory. And already we're heading off into wild territories. And then roasted carob. I remember back in the day when I was a kid that they were using carob as a chocolate/sugar replacement in just about everything. Which never tasted wonderful, but it didn't taste terrible. And then natural spice flavor with the other natural flavors. Ginger, cardamom, whatever that is, black pepper, cloves, and nutmeg. It's like a little bit of everything thrown in there. I like the black pepper. I like teas and foods that have a little bit of bite to them. That's why I like ginger. It has a bite. And this has a bite, while at the same time, this tea, and I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this before as well, but I'm going to talk about it again. This one, hot cinnamon sunset, with these ingredients. Oh, God. My vision is terrible, and this is small print on a dark background. Black tea, orange peel, natural and artificial cinnamon flavor with cinnamon and then cloves. These are both evening teas. Even if this one didn't have caffeine in it, the actual black tea, it would still be an evening tea. For whatever, I associate in my head these combination of flavors with evening time. Warm, humid evening time. Surrounded by plant life, preferably on a veranda. This is what I think of. This flavor makes me think of this. I like to drink this in the evening because of that. I drink hot cinnamon sunset because this flavor combination same thing. Reminds me of on a veranda, in heat, in sunset. I don't know why. Some sort of cultural thing when I was a kid. I don't know. I wish I did, almost. It's hard to say. I soaked up a lot of stuff. I was a sponge as a child, so who can say? Because right now that's what it does. Which, I didn't write it down, but I was thinking of cotton candy and cotton candy smell. I love the smell of cotton candy because it reminds me of carnivals, where if you live in the United States, well, if you don't live in the United States and you hear about the traveling carnivals, they're not like actual traveling carnivals. They're just cheap stuff that could be thrown together in a night with rides and food stands and stuff from trucks, and then can be broken down in a day, and then you're off to the next town. That sort of stuff. They're not much different now than 50 years ago when I was a kid. And the smell of things like cotton candy reminds me of that. And it's one of the very few types of memories that I don't mind getting sucked into through nostalgia. Other types of nostalgia I hate, but those carnivals, I like to go buy them when they're in town. Because I like to be on the outside peripheral of stuff, so I can see it, hear it, smell it, etc., without having to actually engage with it. And I still love the way it sounds and smells and looks. Bloody awesome. So I just thought I'd mention that. Normally I despise nostalgia. I refuse. What else? Do I have anything else that's interesting on here? I got something that's absolutely incoherent. But primarily, it is, when I was talking to my sister one time, it was starting from the bottom of my body, just going, well, yeah, I got my flat feet and the bone spurs, I've got the problems in my knee, I've got my back injury on my low back, I've got what's going on in my upper back, I've got the injury and crushed areas in my spine here, I'm in constant chronic pain, but I don't feel 61. Which, yeah, honestly I don't. Which is the tragedy of the human existence. I don't feel 61. I won't feel older even when I'm older. Inside of every old person's head is an 18-year-old going, good golly, Miss Molly, what the hell happened? So thumbs up for that. I'm like every other old person now. At least I'm not yelling at a cloud like I was yesterday. But that is it. I have not been able to do much else because I've been just thinking about my knee, thinking about my blood pressure, thinking about my computer situation. This has been a 1, 2, 3 punch. I have not been able to catch my foot nor my breath yet. Thumbs up for that. But I'm doing my best and I am recovering. I'm even having to deal on top of this, of course, with the ongoing existential crises. Last night, trying to fall asleep with the sudden thoughts bursting into my head of, yeah, I could die at any time. And it's like, well, I've known that my entire life. I have been largely okay with it my entire life. Yeah, I'm getting towards the end where I can see the black wall of the void rushing at me at a very frightening speed. But nothing else has changed. I should be okay. I shouldn't be dealing with periods of existential crises, and I should not be shoulding on myself. Use of the word should sets up expectations that you're likely to fail at, and then what did you accomplish? All you did was make yourself feel bad. Do not should on yourself. It would be preferable to me to not feel the way that I do because I have in the past been okay with this. It would be preferable to me to not feel the way that I have been feeling because the end and that black void rushing at me is not an unknown thing. I mean, it is unknown, but it's not like I just noticed it. No, I've been dealing with it for my whole life, like every human being. And I've had periods where that black wall almost caught up with me and before I managed to pull ahead of it again. So it's no stranger. I shouldn't be having existential crises when I'm trying to fall asleep. But life is life. Hopefully, you are going to get done the things that you would like to get done. I cannot record until I've got something I can really record on and with. But I can hopefully record things like going on walkies when my knee is up to it, recording games when my knee is up to it. These are fairly small areas here, and when I have to pull out the tripods and stuff to be able to record on a table, there's not really space to walk around it, which means I have to sometimes make odd steps to get around things. And with my knee, walking just to Walmart, I made sure to carefully turn at the hip whenever I had to turn on that leg. I didn't turn on it, I turned at the hip, then would make the step, put my weight on it, and then go from there. So I don't want to risk doing something stupid while I got the tripods out and the tablet up in the air. So unfortunately, that means the odds of my being able to record something really wonderful are pretty low, but you never know. And you know what? It's not the end of the world, is it? No, not until, it won't be the end of the world for me until my heart stops beating, which will hopefully be quite some time from now. Not like 5 minutes or anything. Because to some bugs, I imagine 5 minutes is quite often a distance. I can speak English, but anyway. Oh yes, and the other reason I wanted to bring this one up is I am not immune to the call of tat and kitsch. And a good box is a good box. And a good box with a lid? Ugh. God, me with my... Nerve compression is fun when you can't grab onto stuff and pull like you want to. But a good box with a lid, sure, it's got like tea dust in it, but you get all the tea dust out of there. You got a nice, good smelling box. And again, good box, hard to find, especially a good box that's going to last a while. I am very, very old now. I have been actually working in my head on lots of stories in my settings. I have all sorts of stuff that I've been working on that I've wanted to record because they are people in the situations like that one crash, the shipwreck where they've got, well, we can go 3,000 kilometers up this direction and probably never make it home, or we can go 2,000 kilometers in this direction and probably never make it home. But it's either do something or lay down and stop living. And just their travelogue adventures as they go traveling and trying to make it home before, they get eaten or whatever. So, yeah, travelogues. So I'm working on actual character development and situations. I like to have my characters monologue. Put them into a situation where they can monologue to me. The situation may be just totally contrived, but letting them monologue their feelings about the situation lets me know what they are about. So I've been having a lot of that and working with the characters that way. So thumbs up. Yay! I especially, for whatever reason, can't even remember the name, but I like that. I mentioned that, there'd be like the shipwreck character, like one of the Dwaylen, who's effectively an elf, and one of the Elvandri is effectively a dwarf, and one of the Habani, who's like a hobgoblin, but, human type now. In fact, they're not even hobgoblin-like at all. And then one of the, God, what's the last one? Goya, which is just human beings. But I really like that Habani character because when I say hobgoblin, that was just a stupid word because they're, like I said, they're not. The Habani are, again, they're about 5.5 feet tall. They look generally human. You know, that 5.5 feet tall, no, they are average human height, and their skin tone is the South American, Central American range, with some gray and some green mixed in. But with genetic variations, you may not see gray. There may be a lot of gray. There may not be any green. There may be a lot of green. And you mix and match that way along with the other skin tones that are available. It's a whole bunch. But I just like the character that I've been developing even without a name because of the monologuing in the situation. So I am being creative, just not in a way that I can share it yet. Yay! Anyway, though, hopefully you can get done the things that you would like to get done, and that would be awesome. For everybody that's left me a comment, thank you so very much. It is appreciated. I do read, and thumbs up as many as I can. I try to answer as many as I can, but with my styli, whatever the word, for touchscreen typing, not much fun, not very easy. I do my best and try to answer as many as I can. But thumbs up, thank you all. You're all beautiful and awesome people. As well, of course, as again, all my Patreon patrons who, when they look in the mirror, are looking at someone who is beautiful and awesome, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. So I'm going to try and get done the things that I would like to get done. Hopefully you can get done the things that you would like to get done. If not, do not beat yourself up, and please do not shoot on yourself. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side. And that is indeed a very good thing. So, yeah. And then here I am, making longer and longer vlogs when, well, that's not what the YouTube algorithm wants to feed people, because people apparently don't like to watch longer form stuff. I do, but with my ADHD, I can't watch them all at the same time. I have to keep coming back to it until I've watched all the way through it. Thumbs up for that. Anyway, though, you take care, and I'll talk to y'all later.